Welcome back. As mentioned a little bit earlier on, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to meet with disaster officials at the site of the devastating building collapse in George. And we cross to our SABC News reporter, Lerato Fekisi, who is on site to give us a little bit more detail. Lerato, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. A bit earlier on, we saw visuals of President Ramaphosa arriving. Please take us through what has happened since then.
Yes, Nastasia, he arrived a few minutes ago, and inside he will be having a meeting with the Western Cape Premier, Alan Winde, the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Social Development, Minister of Labour, and also the Deputy Minister of International Relations, who are obviously now going to give him the way forward, what investigations have been done, and also to give him an oversight later on. We also are aware that a few minutes after this, he's going to take a walk with the various ministers who are going to then take him to the actual building collapse, where he's going to be given an oversight to find out exactly where things stand in terms of rescue personnel and also meet the rescue workers there. But Nastasia, an issue that has been of concern in here in the Western Cape is the issue of the construction site itself. You heard earlier on from the Secretary of NUM, Masibulele, just speaking about that certain things really need to be done to fix the many issues happening here in the Western Cape in terms of construction. One of those is the issue of the CIBD, making sure that the same level of procedures, same level of excellence, same level of efficiency that's applied to the public sector construction workers is also applied to the private sector. Now I'm joined this afternoon by Khulula Nzo, who is the chairperson of the Construction Industry Board, to speak about the CIBD amendment bill, which should be passed soon, which will then put the private sector builders on the same par as the public sector builders as well. Mr. Nzo, early on we spoke about the importance of just, probably just to start, about how what happened here in George is a huge cry for the playing field to be leveled in terms of making sure the CIBD particulars and the criteria are also applied to the private sector as well.
Yes, that's true, Lerato. It is a big problem. We unfortunately have two sectors where we only, as the CIDB, monitor the public sector and not monitor the private sector. And fortunately, again, our bill is out for comments to the public, for the public to comment, and it covers this very same issue, that there can't be double standards. There can't be two different standards. We need to monitor the private sector as we do with the public sector. In other words, the contractors especially, in other words, ensure their competency and their level of competency as well needs to be assessed, so that we can put them in an accurate grade where they belong, so that they can undertake such projects, observing all the other safety factors as well.
And a key part of the CIBD bill is also to ensure oversight, yes, accountability, the regular check that must be done by the inspectors, which now has been in question concerning this. So, like you're saying, there is an urgent need now for the playing field to be level, so that the inspector does go, the municipality does bring a project manager onto site to make sure that such instances don't happen. Especially also speaking to paperwork, contracts being signed, and that's what the bill is going to help with as well.
That will definitely help. It will assist in ensuring that there is oversight of the industry, public and private sector contractors, and obviously to instill competency standards and also to instill safety measures, which is far more important. I mean, lives have been lost, and we need to find preventative measures to ensure that that doesn't happen again.
Perhaps speak to us as maybe what has caused the delay in the bill being finally instituted.
Well, the idea has always been there. I think the Act was formulated in 2000, and it has been an evolution of the Act itself, so it has taken some time. As the new board, when we came in, we identified the gaps, and we realized that the Act is one of the things that needs to be changed. And of course, this is a particular amendment to the bill where we actually insist that the private sector and public sector must be on the same score.
Last, Mr. Nzo, post this catastrophe, probably the wind will die down. What are you hoping as a construction sector will happen, especially with all the challenges that you are aware of, both in the private and the public? What are you hoping that is going to happen now, next week and the week after that, to ensure that this doesn't happen again, that no lives are lost, and that the playing ground is level for both sectors?
Yes, well, most importantly, there needs to be accountability for what has happened, a thorough investigation, and the people need to be dealt with within the current law. And all we are saying is that in the future, the CIDB Amendment Act will actually help us to deal accurately and also firmly with such cases. Thank you.
Well, that was Khulile Njo, who's a chairperson of the industry board, just speaking about the importance of the CIBD amendment bill being formally instituted, saying that it's going to assist Mr. Shia to level the playing ground, to ensure that inspectors, oversight, project managements, contracts are signed, paperwork is there, so that such things don't happen again. Let's go back to the studio.
Thank you so much to SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi.